Palm oil is heading for its biggest quarterly plunge since 2008, a Bloomberg report notes, as rising inventories in the world's top growers and mounting concerns of a global economic recession outweighed recent robust exports. Benchmark futures in Malaysia, which set the tone for global palm oil prices, have plummeted 31% in the July-September quarter, amid forecasts for surging supplies in Indonesia and Malaysia. Growing worries about an economic slowdown slashing demand for edible oil have further hammered palm oil. According to the report, demand from top importer India could taper off in the coming weeks, as the festival season will end in late October with Deepavali. Quoting Nana Sega Tyagarajan, head of trading and hedging strategies at Kalisuwari Intercontinental, the report said the global commodity sell-off on a stronger dollar and rising interest rates is rubbing off on palm, which has already been under pressure due to Indonesia regaining market share. Influential trader Dorab Mistry predicted last week that palm oil could slide further to end the year at 2,500 ringgit. That's a long way from a closing record of more than 7,000 ringgit in April. At 6:30 p.m, futures for December delivery traded at 3,418 ringgit on Bursa Malaysia derivatives. MISC subsidiaries Polaris LNG-3 and Polaris LNG-4 have inked ship lease agreements or time charter parties with the units of ExxonMobil Corp for 2 LNG carriers. In a filing with Bursa Malaysia, the shipping company said the vessels will be chartered by Sea River Maritime for a firm period of 10 years for operations starting 2026. The agreement brings the total number of contracts with Sea River Maritime to 4 LNG carriers. MISC's units also signed a deal to build the carriers in South Korea. The vessels will have a capacity of 174,000 cubic meters each and are slated for delivery in the first quarter of 2023. They will be equipped with eco-efficient technologies such as XDF 2.1 engines with intelligent control by exhaust recycling system and air lubrication system, which will contribute to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. The time charter parties do not have any effect on MISC's issued and paid up share capital and substantial shareholding. The deals are also not expected to have any material impact on the group's earnings per share, gearing and net assets per share for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2022. MISC's shares ended the day 2% lower at 6.76 ringgit for a market capitalization of 30.18 billion ringgit. De facto Law Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar says the Sulu Sultanate Air's intention to enforce a questionable award in the Dutch courts against Malaysia's assets in the Netherlands would be an abuse of any court process. The Edge reported yesterday that lawyers acting for the heirs of the late Sulu Sultan, Sultan Jamalul Kiram II, are understood to be in the process of submitting an application to the Dutch courts to seize assets belonging to Petronas. Petronas via Dutch companies such as Petronas Jari Gali Canada, Petronas International Power Corporation and PLI Netherlands has extensive assets in Canada, India and Indonesia, among others. In a statement, Wan Junaidi slammed this latest move by the purported heirs of the long-defunct Sulu Sultanate to seize Malaysia's alleged sovereign assets in the Netherlands as nothing more than yet another opportunistic act perpetrated in breach and contravention of international arbitration rules and norms under the New York Convention and the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. He stressed that Petronas' assets do not belong to Putrajaya and that it would be an abuse of process of any court to seek enforcement against such assets. Putrajaya wants to forfeit cash amounting to over 150,000 ringgit, a vehicle and landed properties in Puchong, Selangor, from former executive director of 1MDB KC Tang, an associate of fugitive financier Loh Teck Jo. The cash amounting to 156,500 ringgit comprises Tang's savings and current account balances at 4 banks, 89,300 ringgit at Maybank Islamic, 13,000 ringgit at CIMB Bank, 600 ringgit at RHB Bank and 53,600 at M Bank. The vehicle is a Subaru XV 2.01 seized in January 2021. The government is also looking to seize a bungalow in Bandar Kinrara and a shop lot in Bandar Putrajaya. A notice in the Gazette was issued on August 1st, inviting any third parties to appear in person or be represented by a counsel to contest the forfeiture action before a hearing. This is for the third parties to show cause as to why the properties should not be forfeited. Tang is listed as a wanted person by the Malaysian authorities. His whereabouts are unknown. Property developer Corp is diversifying into silica mining, which it sees as having a huge future potential. The group, via subsidiary Corp Construction and Engineering, has inked a deal with LMC Mining to undertake the distribution of silica on a 97.7-acre land in Kinta Perak and a 100-acre land in Kuantan Pahang. LMC has the rights to mine the silica at the 2 contract areas, and Corp is granted the rights to distribute all silica produced from the contract areas worth over 50 million ringgit. The mining operation is expected to start in the first quarter of 2023. Both locations shall operate for a period of 24 months, and the mining rehabilitation work will be implemented simultaneously within the operational period. Corp Group CEO Hazurin Harun said Corp's venture into mining is part of its efforts to diversify its income from its property development base and tap into an industry with a huge future potential. Lower revenue contribution from its property division resulted in Corp's net loss widening to 7.19 million ringgit for the second quarter ended June 30th, 2022. Revenue fell by 22.9% to 27.06 million ringgit. Corp's shares were unchanged at 21 cents a day, valuing the group at 66.5 million ringgit.